Said, come on, Superman, say a stupid line. Yo, listen up, here's a story. He said, come on, Superman, say a stupid line. Check, 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 check. Check, 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 check. Oh, we have audio. That's great. Elias is here. What's up, Elias? Oh, something a little different this morning, but you guys have heard me talk about this 2026 quest for a +3 handicap, and this is what it looks like. So I could just do these workouts and tell you guys about them, but I figured why not just put the stream on and we can do it all together. So there's the workout I'm going to be doing once we get warmed up. I'm switching from a neutral grip to a strong grip. Tell me more about that, Elias. What's your thought process? How did you come to that conclusion? Never done a workout stream like this before, so we're going to figure it out together as we go. We need those. We'll need these. All right. My coach is fixing my iron game because I de-lofted the club so much. Interesting. And switching to a stronger grip you think will help with that? Sounds like you've got a good coach, though. You'll get things figured out. The first foam roll back after maybe 10 days away is always tough. Lots of tightness in the muscles that we gotta work through. But it's also great to take a break and recharge, reset. You know, we probably went almost 10 full days without being on the stream, and whoa, I lost the hairnet. So the whole objective here with this workout series, guys, is to improve my mobility and strength related to golf. Obviously, you know, that's the goal, is to have more endurance, be able to generate more club head speed, be less prone to injury, because we're going to need to practice a whole bunch if I want to get from a 1 to a +3 handicap, which is the goal. All right, there's some good foam rolling. What I usually do, guys, is I'll run through this circuit. I'll run it like a circuit, and I'll do everything twice, with the exception of the foam rolling. Oh, I forgot about my crab stretch. See, guys, we're still learning together. I like this one because it activates the back and shoulders. Haydar David, I don't know that name. Hey, Tom's here. Happy New Year to you. Just got back playing 9 holes. I'm jealous. It's certainly not golfable weather here, so that was, again, one of the reasons why the first 90 days of this year-long series is going to be dedicated to, you know, speed training, mobility, this strength training that we're doing. And of course, we'll continue doing that throughout the year, but as the season starts up and the weather gets better, the focus will shift more towards the golf course. I hope you played well, Tom. That sounds exciting to be playing golf on January the 2nd. All right, so this ankle stretch I like a lot. We need ankle mobility in golf, right? You think about it in transition, you know, the ankle rolls in, and then of course, all the torque that goes into the lead side, we need some ankle mobility there as well. So here I'm just, you know, trying to push my knees forward. You'll really feel this like in your front of your ankle and the shin. Trying to keep my heels on the ground. And then relax. There's no rocket science here, guys. It's pretty simple, you know, at-home workout. Well, it might be better if you could actually see me. That might be a little better. Like I said, guys, we are figuring it out together because I'm certainly not an exercise streamer and I'm not an expert in exercise either. But I do think this workout plan is going to help a lot with my golf mobility. Hey, Bob Witchman's here. I do remember you. Welcome back. All right, so this ATG split squat, guys, I put my foot up here, big step back, and then we're just gonna get that knee extended over the toe. And all of these guys I'm doing mostly to, like, you know, 95% of failure. So no strict rep counts, but I just want to get a really good, solid fatigue in the muscles. Happy New Year to you, Bob. Did you have a good Christmas? I did have a great Christmas. It's always nice to spend time with family and relax. All right. Did you guys get anything exciting for Christmas? Go to the right side here. Next up, we've got the hip pulse. This is a good hip flexor exercise for sure. Use this band. All right. That's a good one. Especially ooh, when you've taken a week or two off. All right, next up. Hey, Gash is here. What's up, Gash leader? Next up, we're going to do this deep kettlebell squat. Hey, Jamin's here. What's up, dude? Happy New Year to you, Adam. Day 55. Congratulations. Keep it going. I got my decaf coffee here. Guys, let's clap it up in the chat for Adam. The holidays are tough, especially when you're new in your sobriety and you still are dealing with the pressures and the expectations and all kinds of stuff that can be tough to manage. All right, guys, so I've got a 45 and a 35 pound kettlebell, and that is more than adequate for these workouts we'll be doing. All right. Next up is the RDL, or Romanian deadlift. Same sort of thing. We're just going to hold that weight, control it on the way down, working that backside, hamstrings and glutes. All right, just like that. Sometimes you lose your balance. Happy New Year to you, Gash and Jamin. Hope you guys had a nice holiday. Never done a stream like this before, guys, so we are figuring it out together. What is your favorite part about quitting alcohol? Great question, Elias. I think my favorite part about not drinking anymore is just the excitement and intrigue of what each day could bring. And by that I mean, when I was drinking, there was lots of chaos, right? All kinds of crazy stuff happened, but the day-to-day routine in my life was very boring. I would wake up with a hangover. I would kind of muddle through the day, get through work and whatever else, feeling terrible. I would start drinking at some point, in the afternoon or the evening after work, get drunk, and that was just, every day was kind of like that. Whereas now, when I wake up with clarity, I have no idea where each day could take me. And there's something really beautiful about that. All right, guys, for this split squat, we're going to go to the lighter weight. Love the vintage chair. Thanks, bro. My wife to thank for the very cool decor. All right, so split squats. I'm going to push this foot out a little further. And especially as somebody with a messed up ACL, these are really good for keeping my knee strong. So I think that's my favorite part, Elias. I don't know if that answers your question. The physical benefits are pretty awesome too. I mean, I don't have like heartburn and sleep apnea and GI issues anymore. My body feels way better than it did. I mean, I'm 31. 31, I feel way better than I did at 21 or even 25. So yeah, there's lots of benefits. I love feeling like I can show up every day as, I'm not always going to achieve this, but I at least have a chance of being the best version of myself. All right. Reed's here. I'm back. Someday we'll do a house tour, bro. Friendly Creators here. So you're telling me there's a chance. New Year's resolution. Oh, good question. I guess I would say the +3 handicap, right, guys? This quest that we're going to embark on together to see what kind of golf we can play. All right, so this last one, I'll grab something to, balance myself, but the tibialis is this muscle in the front of your leg. And all we're going to do is push our toes up off the ground, heels in for, 15 to 20 reps. Did you use devil's candy when you were drinking? I don't know what devil's candy is. But yeah, I mean, yes, I occasionally would use recreational drugs when I was drinking. I'm not proud of that. But that is my lived experience. And I think it's better to be honest about it. Especially as somebody with ADHD, alcohol and cocaine is a crazy combination. Or, alcohol and Adderall. Same idea. Booger sugar. That's right. I played golf today and I have a massive slice. How to fix it? You got to get the club face more closed. Practice next time you go to the driving range. Learn how to hit some big hooks. Just see that ball turning right to left. All right, so, and again, guys, I don't have rep ranges on here because I'm going till, you know, close to failure. Like, or if I feel like I could do maybe one more rep. Yeah, I mean, not for nothing. Like, even just doing this, like waking up and doing a workout in the morning. When I was drinking, there was like a 0% chance that would ever happen. So that's it, guys. That's one round through. Now we'll just run through the circuit again. It usually takes me about 30 to 40 minutes. And I'm just going to cycle through this 5-day workout plan for the next 90 days. We're going to track our progress. You know, did I show up and do the workout? I'll probably do like, you know, some before and after pictures, that kind of thing. You know, I'm going to have to go measure my club head speed today so that I have a baseline. He said, come on, Superman, say a stupid line. All right, that's pretty good. Yeah, it's, I think there's a big part of ADHD that is, you know, comes with like a sensation-seeking component. And, I mean, you know, drugs and alcohol will do that. But I can, you know, I've learned over time that I can achieve the same effect by like exercising or, you know, doing other things that will stimulate my brain. What's the best way to improve your short game? Well, my honest answer is it depends on where you're at as a golfer. If you're a beginner and you're still learning how to like hit the ball solidly and how to control how far the ball goes around the green, then I would say work on that. Just go and hit 100 chips a day. Practice, you know, making good solid contact with the ball. If you're, you know, kind of past that point, I would suggest doing combines. Or, you know, play 9 holes around the putting green. Every hole is going to be a par 2. And track your progress. You know, you have 1 ball, 1 chip, and 1 putt to try and get up and down in order to simulate what you're going to have on the golf course. Right? And then track your progress over time. I got you, Chris. Thanks for the good question. And if you guys are new, you'll notice this is not, I mean, this is golf focused, right? This workout is for golf, but usually what you'll see on the channel is more actual golf stuff, whether it's me, you know, putting over here, working on my putting, or hitting balls at the range or in the net I have outside. I continue working on my balance. That's always been a bit of an issue. All right. Trouble with my driver, it usually goes very high. How can I fix that? Well, you know, your launch conditions at impact, right, are causing that. So there's a lot of avenues you could explore, right? You could start teeing the ball down lower. You could lower the loft on your driver. What I might do is start, you know, swing the club at like 50% speed. So, you know, nice slow swing. And see if you can learn how to hit it lower. The best answer would be to like get on a TrackMan and see what the numbers say. And then try to dial it in from there. But that's obviously not an option for everybody. Whew. That's a good one. Even with just the band, you know, that like outside hip flexor isn't one that gets lots of stimulation, I don't think, in day-to-day life, so. What number should I be looking for on the track minute? Well, so you want your launch angle to be kind of in that 13 to 18 degree range. You'd want your attack angle to be somewhere in the like, you know, +1 to +4 range. You know, like when Rory is really smashing his driver, his angle of attack is like +5, +6. All right. Deep squat next. All right. RDL next. Make sure we can do it with good balance this time. Oh. Claps from Gash, appreciate it. All right. Is this the streaming room? This is the streaming room. This is my office. You guys want to do a quick office tour? So, got this TV set up over here. All right. Do some gaming sometimes. Got my Xbox back there. A little desk, keep things organized. This is the putting setup that you guys have seen. Not my chair, not my problem. That's funny. Hey, Pinto Beans is here. Yeah, we're just running through our workout. We're about finished up. Got some more split squats and tib raises to do, but yeah, this is the putting golf corner. Shelf with a bunch of my stuff, some of my Star Wars Legos. Different little things that I've picked up from my travels, and you know, some drivers that I've held on to over the years. More shelves. My work setup. Nice little map that I've got there. Some more shelves. These plants, which are doing okay. And I just set up these big whiteboards. Try and keep myself organized. But yeah, this is where we're gonna spend a bunch of time together, guys. You know, streaming or doing these morning workouts. Honestly, Pinto Beans, not as early as I'd hoped. I'm hoping to do these workouts between like 6 and 7 a.m. most days. But with, you know, holiday travel and getting back late last night, it just didn't happen this morning. So something to aspire to for next time. But yeah, you know, I talk about putting in the work, and if I'm going to reach a +3 handicap, this year in 2026, which is the stated goal, then it's going to take, you know, consistent, dedicated effort. And I figured, why not, instead of just saying like, oh yeah, guys, I did a workout today. Well, I can just turn the live stream on. I'm going to be sitting here doing it anyway. All right. Whew. Hey, Tapas is here. Nice to hear from you, dude. Hope all's well. Happy New Year to you. Work out without your shirt. Maybe someday, bro. I think we should all do 10 push-ups. You want to do 10 push-ups? We can do that. Let me finish this last set here, and then we can do that. Oh. Oh, yeah. Happy New Year to you, James. Hope you're doing well, Tapas. Staying warm out there in your equally frigid part of the world. Oh, 10 push-ups. We're going to do 10 push-ups. All right, Gash, you got to do them with me, bro. Ready? See, that's not so bad, right? Oh man, I'm so sorry to hear that, dude. Those are never easy moments to manage. Promising start to 2026. I agree with that. I'm really excited for what this year will bring. I've made some posts about it, guys, but 2025 fucking kicked me in the teeth. But you know what? We're still here. Just because you get knocked down 10 times doesn't mean you can't get up 11. And I'm still here pushing through it. 2025 was ass. I agree, dude. Happy New Year. Way to go with the grind. May I have a training wheel for Christmas. I never got a gift. Happy New Year to you, Gifts. Sorry to hear that, Tapas. Grief is difficult. You're right, Pinto Beans. But I have learned that it is a... Number one, it's a reality, right? Grief is something that everyone in their life is going to experience. If you care about things and you care about people, you will experience grief. And in my perspective that is the manifestation of all of the accumulated love that you have for a person or a thing. That's what that means, right? If you didn't have grief, you wouldn't care. But that can be true, and it can also be true that it still sucks. It's still just hard to deal with. Happy New Year to you, Douglas. You rock, love your tats. Thanks so much. Absolutely agree, John. Yeah. You know, and even rationally knowing that, it doesn't make it easier in those moments. You're like, man, this overwhelming, crushing feeling of grief. But I think, you know, if you allow yourself to sit in that and deal with it and process it, you know, and try to focus on, you know, what is causing you grief, right? Like, what were the nice moments that you think about with that person? Gets better over time. Absolutely right. So yeah, guys, 2026 is going to be a hell of a year. We're going to do some amazing things together. I'm super excited for this year-long content series that we're working on. You know, breaking the year up into 4 quarters, having a different area of focus for each one, but all working towards that overall goal of playing better golf. And mostly what I just want to show people is if you know, have a plan and you stick to the plan and you show up consistently, you can make really, really big progress. You know, people overestimate what they can accomplish in a month and underestimate what they can accomplish in a year. What's a non-golf related goal you have? Great question, Tapas. So one of my goals is to do 5 in-person speaking engagements. And I've started reaching out to like some local inpatient treatment centers, you know, people that are suffering from addiction like I used to. And I never went to, you know, any sort of rehab or AA or anything. But, you know, as I come up on 5 years sober, I really feel this calling, both with my channel and the content I make, but also just, you know, in my own life, in the real world, to use my success story to inspire other people. And if that means going and talking to a group of people who are in an inpatient facility and telling them like, yeah, guys, it's going to be hard, but you can create a really amazing life after addiction. That's one of my goals for 2025. Does pain ever leave? It's not starting off good. My favorite team lost in the playoffs last year. Well, I'm sorry to hear that, Casey. That was a good game, though. It was a good football game. The good news is there will be Georgia football again next year, right? For me, the pain is still there sometimes, mostly though my memories are happy. It's been 14 years since my dad died. I'm sorry to hear that, Pinto Beans. That's an awesome goal. Oh, thanks. Awesome to hear it. Hey, Putt King is here. What's up, Putt King? Yeah, and I don't know if I'll reach 5, but I thought 5 was a good, you know, starting from 0 to reach that goal. Gash says, I also have ADHD. Yes, I think there are lots of us out there. I've started to view it almost like a superpower. You know, I certainly need to manage my life. Like, I'll show you guys this. I, for the first time ever, am trying to organize my life with a journal. So I like write, you know, there's like a calendar and there's a weekly, like, here's all the things I'm going to try to do today. Because if I just keep it in my brain, then some of them don't happen and then I get stressed that I didn't do them. So for the first time ever, at, you know, in my 30s, I'm going to try to organize my life that way. Another thing, guys, because we were just talking about grief and emotional stuff, I, about 3 or 4 weeks ago, started writing in a journal. And I cannot tell you guys how impactful it has been on just like, honestly, my day-to-day lived experience. The ability to, especially somebody with ADHD, to get things out of my brain and just put them in here. And then they're in here and I don't have to keep them in my brain anymore. That has been such a game changer for me. Honestly, the first time I did it, the first day, I wrote like 5 pages and I was just like crying halfway through. Literally just like sobbing, like tears, you know, falling all over the place because I was like, wow, I should have been doing this for so long. And like the emotional release that I experienced from simply getting things out of my brain and onto the paper, it was this like transformational moment for me. I'm still learning how to do it effectively, right? Like there are some days, you know, one day I was like, I didn't make time for this today. I'm going to try again tomorrow. And I wrote like 2 sentences, but I showed up and I kept the streak alive. And my goal is to do this every day, whether it's for 5 minutes or 30 minutes. And it's been so helpful for me, guys. Just literally writing down what's going on in my brain. Saying like, I'm stressed about X, Y, and Z. It's been so helpful. And it's something that my therapist like suggested to me a long time ago, and I was like, I don't know, that's not for me. Like, what do I do? I'm just going to sit there and write. But that's all it is. Like, I sit in this chair, you know, I put a candle on or some music or something sometimes. Sometimes I just sit in the silence, you know, early in the morning, and I just write whatever's on my mind. And it has been an amazing tool that I really wish I had engaged with sooner, but obviously, you know, better late than never. Adam says, I'm going to try journaling. Give it a try, dude. Honestly, the worst part for me is even after like 3 or 4 weeks, because of how little practice I have writing, like my hand and my arm get tired, and my handwriting is still atrocious. But that's kind of like beside the point, right? The whole point is to, you know, use it as a way to transfer that stuff from your brain into somewhere else so that you're not carrying it around with you. Studies say writing it down reinforces the commitment. That makes sense to me. That does make sense to me. All right, guys, so I'm going to do a little cool down stretch. That's it. That's the 30-minute start to finish, you know, 2 rounds, day 1 workout. And I know it's not as exciting as, like, you know, working on our swing or at the range, but when it's, you know, 15 degrees outside, there's not much to do outside. With time and effort, you could unlock the coolest handwriting ever. That's such an amazing perspective, Adam. You're so right. It doesn't, you know, just because I've written with bad handwriting my whole life doesn't mean that it has to be that way forever. I certainly could commit to learning, you know, new skills. I love that perspective. I'm so glad you said that. We so often, not just with something silly like how, you know, how you write letters, but we get stuck in this mode of like, well, that's just how it is. And most of the time, that's just not true, right? I used to think like, well, I'm just, you know, I'm a heavy drinker. That's who I am. But it isn't anymore, right? So you do have the ability to change these things, whether it's something massive like alcohol or something small like how you write in a book. Guys, if you're new and you haven't hit that subscribe button, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. It really does help me out. We're on a quest for a +3 handicap this year. I finished 2025 at 1.3. And I just know that's not the best golf that I'm capable of playing. I know that I can be a better golfer. I know that I can, you know, keep doing cool stuff with this channel. Hey, Dr. Sawyer said hi. What's up, dude? And I really just want to double down on showing the effort, right? Rather than making a video at the end of the day saying, like, oh yeah, I did a workout today and I worked on my game. Why not just put the stream on and say, you know, let's show what the hard work looks like. Loving the perspective in the chat this morning. I think we're all ready for 2026. Let's go, gang. Absolutely right, guys. We are ready. This is going to be an amazing year for all of us. You know, I can already envision, like, hitting 30,000 subscribers on YouTube or 10,000 on Instagram and like working with cool brands and traveling for golf and talking to people about my experience and having a positive impact on them. You know, I try to spend some time every single day like envisioning, manifesting what that will look like. Because thinking about that, like it provides clarity for what steps need to come next, right? If I want to play better golf, I need to show up and work out on my body. I need to practice at the range. I need to work on my putting. Like you develop clarity around all the objectives. Let's hope we survive. Absolutely. Quick question. I want a kettlebell, but what's a good way to start off being able to do consistent reps? I think it depends on your experience with lifting weights. So I have a 35 and a 45 pound kettlebell because I've, you know, have like 15 years of off and on weightlifting experience. I would think like a 15 or 20 pound kettlebell would be a great place to start for most people. Where do you play? I'm in Rhode Island right now, playing public golf. I'm not a member anywhere at the moment. I'm doing great, Dr. Sawyer. Adam says, I'm going for single digits, shot a +3 on the 9. Let's go, dude. Perfect. Cheers, fellow. Thank you. You're welcome, Big Hank. If you travel to Florida, we can play golf. That sounds fun. I would love to be in Florida this time of year, guys, because it is currently a frozen tundra outside. It's crazy to me that there's like 40 people just hanging out here in the morning, you know, chatting. I know it's ostensibly about a workout, but I always think we end up talking about pretty cool stuff in the chat. First workout back after, you know, excuse me, like a 10-day break for the holidays where it feels like all I ate was cookies and ice cream. Ugh. But it's much more important what you do between New Year's and Christmas than between Christmas and New Year's, if that makes sense to you guys. Tapa said, getting into any strength training this year, heavy. Wow, those are serious goals, bro. The honest answer is no. I've done that in the past. I've done, you know, some like CrossFit adjacent gyms, and you know, when I was younger, I would try to like, you know, max out on bench and see what I could do. But with all the joint and back injuries that I've had, it's just not really feasible or worth it for me. So most of my workouts focus more on mobility and functional strength, like working through a full range of motion. 315 bench and 450 squat is very impressive. Happy New Year to you, Pinto Beans. Thanks for checking out the stream today. I'm wondering what clubs an above average 12-year-old choose. I have no idea, Gio. I think whichever ones, you know, you're comfortable with. I would recommend doing a fitting if possible to have some data and the opportunity to try different club heads and shafts and find what works best for you. Whew. All right. Do some elephant walks here. This is really good for the hamstrings. Yeah. Oh, hello, Miss Lady. Do you want to come say hi? Come on. You can. Come on in. Oh, all right. We'll move this for you. You're right. You want to be a superstar in the stream? Say hi. Say hi to the people. This is Miss Lily. Hi, Miss Lily. Hi. Are you happy to be home? You're so happy to be home. I know. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you. Hi. Hi, you. Yeah, we took you to the vet and you're all healthy. You got your vaccines. And then you survived a long car ride, which you hate. You hate the car. I know, but you did so good. Oh, get us in. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you. Oh, take down. Take down. You're a big girl. You're a big girl. Yes, you are. Can you sit? Oh, good job. Good job. Oh, you gonna be silly? You're gonna be silly. Kissing! Kissing! She says, that's my favorite, Dad, besides eating. Besides eating, that's my favorite. Yeah. Yeah. Are you a good girl? Are you a good girl? Yeah. Can you sit? Can you sit? No, show the people how you sit. Lily. She says, no, I know you don't have treats, Dad. I only do tricks for treats. Come here. Can you sit? Good. Paw. Paw. Good job. Touch. Good job. Touch. She's like, Dad, I know you don't have any treats. Touch. If I had treats or food, she would do anything I wanted. Right? You're just a smart girl. Thank you. Whew. All right, guys, thank you so much for hanging out this morning. I know it's something different, but we're going to do this most mornings when we're doing these workouts. Again, just documenting the process, this journey towards better golf, showing people what consistent effort and self-belief can do. So thank you guys so much for being here. We might be back later with another stream, who knows? But hit that subscribe button, hit that like button if you haven't already. And we will see you all next time.